I'm going to present Bob. Bob's doing great. I don't really have any problems to present with Bob, but I need to present Bob today. So let me tell you about Bob. Bob's 27 years old. He has moderate MR and CP, asthma, epilepsy. He's incontinent. He has acid reflux, high blood pressure, and brittle bones.
Wow.
So there's a lot going on with Bob. He lives with his parents. He takes Depakote extended release 1,000 milligrams twice a day, albuterol twice a day for his asthma, Docosate sodium 100 milligrams twice a day, and Norvasc 10 milligrams one time a day. There's been no changes in his medication, his work, living situation. He doesn't work, but there's been no changes there. There's no changes in people in his life. He does have some high blood pressure. It's running a little bit high, but he is on the Norvasc to help control that. He is showing progress with his communication goals using his iPad. They've been working with that. It's going really, really well. He's also using hand gestures to communicate. It doesn't take a lot to figure out what Bob's wanting to try to tell you. There are no goals right now that are showing lack of progress. There's been no changing with his eating. He's been the same weight for the past 3 years. His sleeping's normal. His activity's normal. He communicates really well using iPads and gestures. That's one of his really good strengths. He also helps prepare food in the kitchen using Mac switches to turn on and off the microwave, the blender, different various appliances. And he uses a computer with the help of a modified mouse. And he loves surfing the internet. His family support's strong. He has several extended family members in his community. There's rarely a time where he doesn't have the support he needs.
Yeah.
And his most recent medical appointment was about 5 months ago. There was no problems noted at that appointment. Everything's going really, really good.
Well, and one of the reasons we like to talk about people when things are going really well is we need to understand why things are going really well to make sure that they continue that way. And so that's why we're talking about this fellow. How old is he again?
He's 27.
Okay. Does he have a guardian?
Yeah, his mom and dad are co-guardians.
Okay. But it sounds like he's pretty independent, and that's just there. Because what I'm worried about is it sounds like there are a fair amount of things in place, including services and equipment and assistive devices and the assistance that he would get from experts who work with those things. All of those things have contributed to him being as happy and as functional as he is. I'd hate for some of those things to start getting chipped away. Right. We know how the environment is now. If you're doing okay, well, we can start cutting your services. So continuing to make sure that there are challenging enough goals to maintain the training that's going on with him is great. It's kind of weird. It's almost like we want him to not be doing extremely well on his goals, because then they're going to start getting questioned in utilization management. Certainly sounds like he needs a fair amount of personal care, so I don't think that's ever going to be questioned. And of course, as he ages, I worry that some of his chronic medical conditions are going to become more problematic. What's the Docosate for?
That's a stool softener.
But he's incontinent?
That's what it says.
Well, if he's incontinent with his bowels, I don't know. It might be worth asking about the history of that, because that's got to be really embarrassing. This guy's fairly clever, and
yeah,
I'm sure he's got a lot of pride, and there's no reason for him to put up with that if we can somehow make a difference with that.
I've not considered that, but yeah, I'll bring that up with the family.
Seizures are controlled with the medication. Seizures and brittle bones can be a difficult combination.
Yeah. Staff's getting the training on that. We decided to do a level 2 training because of the brittle bones.
Good idea.
It is controlled, but I wanted him to have just a little bit more training, because all that thrashing around he does when he does have a seizure, it can be dangerous.
So I guess he's got a good relationship with a neurologist to monitor all that.
Yeah, they do their regular appointments.
Yeah, those things are important. A fellow like this with who doesn't move around, who's not as physically active as we might be, who's got cerebral palsy and neurological condition that affects muscle strength and agility. These folks are going to be more susceptible to complications if they get a respiratory illness.
Right.
So if we want to help him maintain his health, I think it's going to be important to be careful about flu season and flu vaccines for him and for anybody else that's going to be around him. He might want to talk to his doc about the pneumonia vaccine.
Right. Well, he's got a lot of family in and out of the house too.
Mhm.
You know, brother, sister, aunt, uncle. I wonder if they get flu shots.
That's worth talking about. You know, I think we've got some information that we can give the family and the team about, you know, the fact that folks in this situation are just going to be more susceptible to complications from respiratory illnesses. It comes from the CDC. I'm not making this up. So
Right.
we can hand out that information and help them understand how important it is to keep him safe by them trying to make sure they don't get sick either, or if they do get sick, to maybe take a few days off of visiting him.